If you're having a tough time getting into some ground this year, it could be an indication you need to get the tile plow running right now.
Yeah, this is one of the things that we've done on our farm over the last probably 7 years now, and it's just made such an enormous difference for us. It's a great thing for the environment, it's a great thing for your downstream neighbors, it's a great thing for your soil, it's a great thing for the world when we can raise more food, but just as importantly, it makes farming fun again, because now you can go plant anytime you want, you can do tillage or spraying anytime you want, and you're not creating compaction out there, you're not getting stuck. It's just so much more enjoyable. The big reasons though why you want to do tiling right now on your farm, first of all, the sooner you get tile in, the sooner you're making money on that tile and the sooner you shape your ground up. So that's probably the #1 reason. But think about June. We have lots of sunlight overall, so you have lots of hours to put this tile in. And then the other big thing is traction. People are always asking, well, do I have to pull the tile plow through with another tractor? And I just say, look, I don't care how big your tractor is. That's not the question. Horsepower is not the issue. It comes down to traction. If you have dry conditions, you probably aren't going to need a pull tractor, even if you're going fairly deep. But if you have wetter conditions, even if you're only putting your tile in at 3 feet deep, you might have to pull quite a bit. So we love putting our tile in June. That's when we've done about 75% of the tiling on our farm, and we put in lots of tile. It's a great time, and what we found too, the biggest argument people will say is, well, I don't want to tile now because my crop's up. I'm going to rip the crop all up. No, you're not. You're only pulling a shank maybe once every 40 feet or every 70 feet. As long as you're doing it before the crop gets to be a foot tall, we've found no yield loss but gains when you're out there doing tiling at this time of year.
Well, the other question we get a lot, Brian, is, oh, I've got so many things going on my farm. How much tile can I get put in the ground in a day?
Yeah, and on our farm we found 3 to 4 miles per day. We can get that done in June, but what we find after harvest, it might only be 1 mile a day or 2 miles a day, just because it's colder, we have less traction, and certainly the day length is a lot shorter. So we really encourage you, take a look at right now on your farm to get tiling done. It's the best time of the year.
Well, before we leave this topic today, we want to leave you with some ammunition about tiling and what it really does, what impacts it really has in the environment.
Well, when you're talking to non-farmers, because let's face it, you're probably going to have some landlords, you're going to have some downstream neighbors, you might have to talk to county commissioners. If you don't have the right information, they're going to say, well, tiling's bad, isn't it? Okay, so here are the facts that you need to know. First of all, tiling reduces erosion. Look at university studies that have been done for 100 years, 40 to 60% erosion reduction when you put tile in the ground. Flooding reduction, 15 to 30% reduction in peak flow. Okay, that means reduction in flooding. And just think about why. In both of these cases, if you put tile in the ground, now you've got a lower water table. So now when rainfall lands, it can soak into the ground instead of running off. If you have an untiled field, what happens when rain comes? Well, the rain just runs right off the field, carries soil, chemical, and fertilizer with it. That stuff is not good to leave your field because it's valuable, and it's bad for the downstream environment. The other big thing that I would tell you here is just think about soil as a whole. Its job, in part, is to filter water. And so if you've got a 3-foot buffer or a 4-foot buffer of soil above your tile line, by the time that water reaches the tile line and goes out the other end, it's pretty clean. Run some water quality studies on your farm. We have on our farm. Most of the time, it's drinking water quality.
Well, tiling's been done for hundreds of years, and it certainly has a positive impact on the environment and for your farm. We encourage you, look at this spring as an opportunity. It's a great time to get out and do some tiling in crop early in the season this year.
Another important thing to look at if you're out in your fields is our Weed of the Week. We'll tell you how to control it coming up next.